Hey everyone! So I am back for my second ever live, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, welcome back. So if this is your first time with us, or if you're coming back, I'm Candy Washington, and I'm beautifully basic. I just embrace my basicness, and it's great and fun. And on my channel, I talk about pop culture, skincare, beauty, and then also a little bit about entrepreneurship, being a content creator, a creative person. But it's really just for fun. It's just for jokes, and it's just really just my opinion. So let's just have some fun. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how Monica the Avatar fumbled the bag today from All About the Tea with gaslighting and narcissism. So I know that a lot of people have been talking about this. So it's not new news, but I think it's worth repeating since A, the drama isn't over yet, and B, just so much happened that there's a lot to unpack. So for those of you that don't know, All About the Tea was, well, I guess technically still is, a reality TV, pop culture, celebrity-based gossip blog that parlayed into a gossip channel on YouTube. Monica was just an avatar. That was it. She was just like an avatar. You never actually saw her face, you never really connected to her. And she had a panel. She had a daytime panel, which was DJ Richie Sky, Buffy from Married to Medicine. And then it was also Amir, this guy Amir, who had like a ton of relationships in reality television. And then she had a nighttime panel, which was Plez, The Bishop, Schoolboy, and then Marcella would join. And that was the nighttime panel. So basically what she did was she really valued the daytime panel. Like, she valued their time. And I think it was strategy. I think what she did was she took the credibility of the panelists that she had during her daytime channel to boost her. So who's really going to trust an avatar that you can't see if they're not being their authentic selves when they are spreading, you know, the tea or the gossip or the rumors or what's allegedly going on? So she got these credible bloggers and credible people in pop culture to co-sign her. So if I really think that DJ Richie Sky is a great guy and he's co-signing Monica's channel, then I'm going to think Monica is credible too. So I think that was a strategy for her. She basically took the brand equity of Buffy and DJ Richie Sky and Tasha K and Amir to gain credibility for her channel where it may not have had that. So then the nighttime panel, she basically exploited them. She had these people working 2 to 3 hours per night, 6 to 7 nights a week for $200 to $300 a month, which breaks down to $50 or $75 a week. So you are literally spending up to 14, 21 hours, depending on the week, on somebody else's platform. So that nighttime panel is the panel that got her to over 100K, that got her making her money, that got that bag of all of the super chats. So basically the strategy was, let's have this panel on. I'm going to exploit their time. I'm just going to have them on for 2 to 3 hours, getting the cash apps, getting the views, getting the monetization. I'm going to pay them literally a couple of bucks per hour. I mean, $50 a week, and you're working 14 to 21 hours. Like, that's ridiculous. It's exploitation. And then I'm going to make them feel like they are beholden to me, like I'm giving them this opportunity to be on my platform. When the truth is, they actually created your platform, because Monica can't carry a show by herself. She would go on, she would say some stuff, and then she'd be like, what do you guys all think? And then it got really toxic. Like, you could tell that it was getting really toxic around March or so, which is what Plez said in her live that she did once everything hit the fan. So basically what was happening behind the scenes was that Monica was gaslighting Plez. She was deleting comments that deleting, good comments that Plez would get. She would delete them, but leave up the nasty comments. You see what I'm saying? Like, really just trying to make her feel like she wasn't being as well received as she was. She saw that Schoolboy had a mother wound. Schoolboy made it clear that she did not have a good relationship with her mom. She was just coming back into her life. Schoolboy is like 34, 35 and was calling this avatar that she never saw or never met her mommy, getting her Mother's Day gift, saying that she was her surrogate mother, and she was saying that's my surrogate daughter. Like, it's just bizarre that grown adults are doing that. Like, Schoolboy is literally like 35 and was looking for this like mother figure. And I think that Monica exploited that and sort of created divisiveness between them. And she would call the panelists her children or her kids, but they're all grown adults. And then when it came to Marcella had that wound of acceptance. She saw the mother wound too. She talked a lot about how she grew up and her mother was abusive, and her mother, just wasn't there for her. And she ended up leaving home pretty early on as a young teenager. So she has that wound of acceptance, wanting to be accepting. So yes, Marcella has a giving spirit. She gives a lot. She would give $5, $10, $200, $250, $300, $100 of super chats, throughout the night, throughout the week. Yes, she gave to other channels, but that's that sign of wanting acceptance and being codependent, thinking that you have to be giving and showing and proving in order to be accepted. So maybe Marcella thought, well, if I don't give, then I'm not good enough to be on the panel. I'm not good enough to be a part of this. So I'm going to buy my spot. I don't think she meant it in a malicious way, but the way it comes across is very boasting. If you talk about all this money that you have and you're giving all these super chats, it comes across as if you are boasting, right? That you're being, I have all this stuff. But I actually think Marcella is just really wounded. I think she just wanted acceptance, and she thought the way I'm going to get accepted is by doing all these super chats and by basically buying my way on the platform. So Monica had this thing going. She had her daytime panel, which gave her brand credibility. She had a nighttime panel that she was exploiting. She had them working 2 to 3 hours, 6 to 7 days a week, paying them basically nothing, like $200 a month for what they were doing. Literally was nothing comparative to how much money Monica was making. With all the super chats, with the YouTube monetization, Monica was making a lot of money. Where she fumbled the bag was where her narcissism came in. When Plez was like, look, this is toxic, I don't want to be here anymore. Instead of being respectful and just decent and having a conversation with her when she wanted to leave, Monica wanted to control everything. She wanted to control the narrative. And she thought she could control Plez the way that she controls Marcella, and the way that she controls Bishop, and the way that she controls Schoolboy. But Plez had her own mind, and she saw what was going on, and she was dipping out. None of this would have happened. Monica still would be making that bag. She still would be exploiting everybody if she had just stepped up and did the right thing and had a conversation with Plez, gave her a nice farewell, and found somebody else to take her place. None of this would have happened. It was Monica's own gaslighting, greed, and narcissism that has led to the downfall of All About the Tea. And then everything is also being exposed. She would create these clickable clickbait headlines and then have people on the line for 2 to 3 hours and didn't really say or do anything that was about the actual headline. And then she got really nasty with the TI stuff, the tiny stuff, the Apple Watch stuff, coming after people's families, coming after people's looks. I know that I used to watch, but I said unsubscribed months ago. What really got me is when she would call us stupid. She would read a comment and she's like, "What are you, stupid?" And I'm like, excuse me, we are supporting your channel. We're giving you views. We're giving you super chats. Just because we have an opinion or a viewpoint that isn't what the narrative you're trying to push doesn't make us stupid. I thought that was really nasty. You don't go out there and call the people, your viewers, your commentators stupid. She would say all the time, "What are you, stupid? Oh, I don't hate anybody." She would go off about Candy all the time. And then she had her favorites that she would puff up. And then she would have the other people that she would just go after. And the Apple Watch, I forget the name of the woman, the caretaker that came on after that. Turns out she was lying. She had additional receipts that Monica never even showed. So it was just going crazy. Hi, young rich skin dot. How are you? Hey. Yes. So this is only my second live ever. So I'm new to these YouTube streets. I'm just trying to get out there, and yes. And I actually live in California, so I want a diamond. I want to be on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because I'm out here in Cali. So give me my diamond. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yay! So yeah, so that is how Monica fumbled the bag. Now, I know now Dr. Wendy Osefo is out here tweeting and trying to have her moment. Wendy, you can also have several seats, sweethearts. Nobody is checking for you, Wendy. You had a complete makeover. You're bleaching your skin. You're getting your boob job. You get Wendy. I don't like Wendy because, and this is not personal, obviously, right? I don't know her. I don't know her personally, but I can only discern you from what you give. And what Wendy gives to me is she's a pick me. She's a pick me person. Pick me, choose me, pick me, pick me, pick me. She thought she was going to get in with the Green Eyed Bandits, with Giselle and with who's the Robin? I can't even remember Robin's name. That's how non-memorable she is. So with Giselle and Robin by going against Monique. And then she realized really quickly that she actually, and yes, I do need one. Me and Garcelle and Sutton and Kathy, we would be clearing people. We would be clearing people all day. Yes. So yeah. So Wendy, she thought she was going to get in with the cool kids. And then the cool kids let her know real quickly, you're actually not that cool. We used you last season. You can't sit with us. Giselle is the one who was perpetuating that story about Wendy's husband cheating on her with a white woman. And I'm only saying white because it came out there. I have nothing against any race at all. We are all human beings. Love is love. I don't care. I'm only saying white because that's what's being put out there. With a white woman at his, I think he's a lawyer, law firm, and they had a baby on the side. It's Giselle perpetuating that, which is in alignment with how she treats everybody. Last season, she wanted it to come out about Monique's child being the trainer's and not being Chris's, but then that whole rumor didn't go down. And the reason why this is the real reason why Monique dragged Candace. Monique thought that she and Candace were actually friends. I think that she thought that she was really friends with Candace, or they were building their friendship back up. And then when Candace didn't go to Monique directly about that rumor about her child, I think that is when Monique was just like, I really don't mess with you. And so from that point on, anything Candace did or said was going to piss off Monique. It was going to get under her skin. She just needed to breathe, which honestly, I understand. If you call myself a friend, even an acquaintance, and you hear a rumor that dangerous to a family, it's one thing to kiki, it's one thing to throw shade, all that stuff. But if you have a rumor that is this dangerous to your family, and someone who looks you in your face and laughs with you and doesn't tell you directly what's going on, the way Karen did, because when Karen heard it from Candace, Karen went directly to Monique, which is what Candace should have done. And that is why Monique wasn't playing around with Candace for the rest of that. And then Candace's little dodo brain didn't understand that. She went out, because remember when Candace went on her own live and spilled all the tea? She was like, yeah, we were all sitting around talking about it. It was after Andy Cohen's baby shower. She got her own live, and she said how they were all sitting around plotting and planning what they were going to expose and what they're going to do, whatever. And like, oh, well, the baby looks too much like Chris, so we can't make up that lie. Like, she exposed herself. That's how dodo brain she is. She exposed herself, and then she doesn't understand why nobody wants to mess with her. You can't sit around with other women and plot the demise of somebody's family. There is a line. There has to be a bottom to your petty. Okay, Mellow Drew, you said, I heard Monique started it and she knew at the reunion. Why would Monique start a rumor that her baby was the personal trainers and not her multi-millionaire husbands? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And thank you for your opinion, Mellow Drew. All opinions are always welcomed. Even if you agree with me or don't agree with me, it's all respect. It's all love. Bring your opinions in. So if you have more info on that, Mellow Drew, let me know. But just from a gut level, I don't see how starting... Oh, I meant the Eddie cheating. Oh, no. So, okay, I know what you're talking about. No. This is what happened. So at the reunion, Monique's husband, Chris, went to Eddie. It was either Monique's husband, Chris, or it was Ashley's husband, Michael. It was one of the two of them had went to Eddie at the reunion, and they're like, hey, if there's anything in your background, if we're hearing these rumors, be prepared. You're next. They will come after you. Because think about it. They went after Chris's marriage, saying Monique was cheating with a personal trainer. They drag Michael Darby every single season. You know, his whole scandal with the woman from the hotel. I think they were in Vegas or wherever they were, and they went back to the hotel, and she had the pictures and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, nothing happened. I was too drunk. I fell asleep." And everything else that comes out with the cheating, also the Michael Darby stuff with like, is he into men and squeezing the butts and all that stuff. So at the reunion, it was the husbands. It was either Chris or Michael, or both of them. It was one of them went to Eddie and said, watch your back, you're next. And Eddie apparently was very arrogant, and he was just like, oh, whatever. Like, I got this. Like, don't worry about it. Like, it's not, doesn't matter. Like, I got it. So that's what happened at the reunion. So the rumor was already swirling around. Because if you think about it, if the rumor is that he's been cheating with the woman at work and they have a baby, that's bare minimum 9 months. Bare minimum 9 months of that going on, right? So that rumor was already swirling around. So I don't think Monique started it. It was the husbands trying to warn Eddie. And he was like, oh, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hi, beautiful April. She says, I heard this season Candace is now trying to divert attention to Ashley. Yes, I agree with that 100% because now Candace is trying to create this narrative that she is experiencing colorism. I'm sorry, sweetheart, no. Like, we already did that with Basketball Wives, which was actually true. OG on that Basketball Wives, she experienced colorism. Candace, you did not. Candace is like, oh, Ashley's mouth is worse than mine. She says stuff worse than me. The only reason why Ashley gets a pass is because she's light-skinned. No, I'm going to have to disagree with that. I think colorism exists. I think it's real, but I do not think that in this particular case, that is what's going on. Candace, you need to be accountable. Your mouth is foul. You say very disrespectful, hateful things all of the time to people. And then you want to play victim when somebody holds a mirror to you. So no, Candace, I heard that too. And I saw some other bloggers out there saying like, Candace isn't the villain. Candace isn't the bad person. No, she is. Because remember when she was on Twitter, she did those homophobic tweets. And then she also on Twitter was telling people like, kill yourself. I wish death on you. All this stuff. Remember that other blogger? His name was like Kyle or Kevin. He was from Black Socialites, and he was really was like, you know, overweight, and he was going through some really difficult medical problems. And she knew that, and she still came after him, talking about you're going to have a heart attack and all this stuff. I'm sorry. You don't treat someone that way. You don't. Point blank, period. That's evil. You know, and this is all about reality TV. It's for a show. You know, it's scripted reality. You don't have to go for somebody's neck and for somebody's life and really try and tear them down to that level. So Candace gets what she puts out there. Karma is real. What you put out, you get back, period. And she can't handle it. And that's it. Yeah, no, Candace's mouth is way more reckless than anybody on TV, and that's coming from me, and she is very reckless, even though I like her. Yes, Young Ritz, yes, I agree with you 100%. Yes, her mouth is so reckless and so foul, and the fact that her skin is that thin just shows to me her lack of emotional intelligence and her lack of emotional maturity, because she is delusional and she thinks that she is entitled to say whatever she wants to whomever she wants, and nobody has the right to clap back. And that's why she had this whole boo-hoo, teary-eyed, tissue-filled, year after Monique mollywopped her. And it's just like, girl, words are powerful. Words are meaningful. I'm not condoning putting your hands at anybody. Absolutely not. Never that. You never want to put your hands on somebody else. Absolutely not. But at the same time, you need to be accountable for what comes out of your mouth. And Candace is not accountable. And then another thing that Candace did that I was just like, I'm not even about to go up with her, was her and her husband, Chris, was trying to go after Up and Adam. for the Fallon interview. And I'm like, how are you going after Up and Adam? How are you going after Adam? He is like the nicest person ever. She's just jealous that Fallon, they don't look alike, but they have a similar essence, right? They're both like tiny. They both have that really nice, beautiful chocolate skin. Fallon really is living that, life. Candace is projecting that she's living that life. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't. I don't know. I'm not speaking on that, but I think that Candace is really jealous that Fallon is having that sympathy, that the tears are working for Fallon, because Fallon is actually a sympathetic person, because Fallon didn't do anything to deserve this. Candace opened her mouth one too many times, and she betrayed Monique. I'm sorry, if I am so-called friends with someone, and you know that there's a rumor out there that is being perpetuated and made up that could literally destroy my family, and you don't come directly to me, you're not a friend. You're not a friend. There's no excuse for that. Yep, she did say, yep, she said that to multiple people. She's crazy. Hey, Mellow Drew. She's spoiled. That's how she was raised and thinks that way. Yes, she is spoiled and she thinks that way. And the sad part is, I love seeing affluent generational wealth with Black people in the Black community. I love seeing it. Candace's parents had money, and so she grew up with that. I love it. But there is a difference between growing up with money and then having this delusional sense of entitlement. There are a lot of people who grew up with money. There are a lot of people who have trust funds who are well-adjusted, kind people. Just because you have money, that doesn't mean that you are entitled to treat other people any type of way. And this whole spoiled princess act is really sad. Honestly, I feel bad for her, because I'm like, you are a little girl in a grown person's body. Like, she's in her 30s. She's not 16. It's called, The Real Housewives. It's not called My Sweet 16. Like, you are a whole person, allegedly. Like, come on. I feel bad for her, because it shows you how stunted she is. And it shows you that she only derives her worth from making herself look and appear better than other people. So to me, that just screams low self-esteem and low self-worth, because I don't need to make anybody feel less than me to feel good about myself. I know exactly who I am. So I can show kindness and compassion and still have a shade and like Kiki and a Reed without going for somebody's jugular. Like, there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to it. And I think that she's just a brat. It's insane. Hey, Young Rich. Yes, I do think it's jealousy. 100%. It's jealousy, because Candace wanted the moment that Fallon is getting. Because Candace wanted that moment to be the victim. She wanted everybody to be on her side. She wanted that moment for everybody's sympathy. That's why she was crying every 2 seconds with those fake crocodile tears. And then when the blogs and the YouTubers and everybody was just like, hey, actually, you're not a victim in this. You played a very active part in what happened to you, and you have yet to actually take accountability for the role that you played in this mess. So no, we're not going to coddle you. We're not going to baby you. We're not going to give you this moment. I think she wanted to be treated by Up and Adam the way that Up and Adam is treating Fallon, giving her this moment. That set that he had with all like the purple and the stuff, I was there for it. It was beautiful, right? So I think that she wanted that moment from Adam, but why would Adam give it to her? She didn't deserve it. And Candace had those homophobic tweets. I'm sorry, you show me who you are, I believe you. My sweet 16. Right? Candace acts like that. She acts like she's like a fake debutante. Like, I'm like, it's 2021. I'm confused. You're married. Like, I'm confused. What's happening? You're a whole person. Hey, April. Oh, wait, let me show it. It's weird because she allows her mother to berate her regularly. This is another thing. Her mother is also a narcissist, and narcissistic mothers and their daughters, literally, it is like hell on wheels. It's crazy, that dynamic, because your mother will be jealous of you. Your mother will, they see you as an extension of themselves. They don't see you as your own person. So that's why she was bopping up against her head. That's why she was using money as a way to control her. That's why she talks down to her. That's why she's very hot and cold with Candace. She says, oh, Candace, you deserve this. You're so great in this. And then the next minute, she's talking crap on her and berating her in public and making her the spotlight. and just going off on them. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. She allows her mother to do that because her mother is narcissistic. And that is why Candace is so stunted. That's why Candace never learned to stand on her own 2 feet. That's why Candace never learned to be kind. Like, if your own mother doesn't show you compassion and kindness, then how do you as a woman have learned how to show that kind of compassion, not just to other people, but also to other women? So she didn't really learn those tools. So yeah, I think, but at the same time, she's an adult, and your trauma was not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. And she has had a mirror up to her for how many years she's been on that show. And instead of saying, wow, I really need to look at myself, take accountability, go to therapy, and make some changes, she wants to be out here looking like Boo-Boo the fool. Okay. Hi, Miles. What do you think about All About the Tea telling Wendy to kiss her? Whoa! So she hasn't changed, and why is she private on Twitter? Oh, okay. All right. First of all, Monica to me is so grimy. Her energy is so negative, and Monica has shown all of us exactly who she is. She is only about self. She is selfish. She exploits people, and she's extremely manipulative. And as you can see, she is a narcissist. She's not taking any accountability. Saying that to Wendy is disgusting. I don't care if you are a pop culture or a gossip column or whatever it is. When you see that someone is being affected on a certain level, there needs to be a bottom to your petty, and you need to take accountability for it. And for Monica to say that to Wendy is absolutely disgusting. I don't think Wendy's innocent. She signed up for this. She wanted to be famous. She wanted to be on a reality show. She's completely changed her look. When your family is for sale, meaning I'm going to bring cameras into my house. When your family is for sale, you can't be mad about the price that you have to pay. You can't be mad at the price. So I don't necessarily agree with Wendy in this moment. I think she's trying to deflect. Like, this is my personal opinion. Allegedly, with the rumors, I believe them. I don't necessarily think that maybe there's a baby, but I do think that her husband was dipping out. And I think this is her way to deflect, saying, oh, see? The blogger who said this, she's a liar. Oh, see, everyone's going against her. So karma, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's going against her. She's deflecting. I think the rumor is true. But again, that is only my opinion. That is allegedly. I don't have any concrete receipts. So I just want to be very crystal clear on that. This is only my opinion. I do think the rumors are true. I don't think there's a baby, but I do think that he was cheating. Yes. And I think this is her way to deflect. And I think Monica is on a sinking ship, and she needs to just, if this is what I would do if I was Monica. Go the F away. Go away, Monica. Go away. You've been exposed. And I think, no, Monica hasn't changed. And if she's private on Twitter, it's because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the smoke. She wanted to bring the smoke to everybody else, but she can't take it. She's another Candace. Big mouth, thin skin. Hi, Frankie. You know what? I'm new to my channel too. This is only my second live ever. So I'm new and I'm just doing the best I can. So anybody, if you have any feedback or anything, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Yeah, so I'm new to this too. So thank you, Frankie. I can't do Demonica, the demon spirit from Bojangles. Yes, I agree 100%. I can't do Demonica either. But I was with Plez. I have the discernment. And like I would unsubscribe, and then I would resubscribe, and then I would unsubscribe. And then my spirit wouldn't let me subscribe anymore. It went too dark. Because it went to a place where I felt like it was intentional. It was intentional negativity, intentional hate, intentional gaslighting, intentional clickbait. Especially when she was like, T.I. confesses in church. That was a bold-faced lie. T.I. didn't confess in church. Basically what T.I. said was, you wanted me to be the bad guy, but I'm not. That is what he actually said in church. He didn't confess at all. And that's a whole nother situation. So yeah, I can't do her either. She has shown us exactly who she is, and she needs to just take it down a couple notches. Is she really Monica Sauls? You know what? I don't know. I don't want to dox anybody, because if it's not Monica Sauls, I feel really bad for her, because people are like leaving comments and coming at her. The CEO from Bojangles came out. So I'm not going to say it's her or not, because Monica Sauls is a private person. She didn't sign up for this if it's not her. So I don't want to say that yes or no until it is confirmed 100%, because God forbid it's not her. I don't want to, say it is her and put her stuff out like that. So I say with that, TBD, and let's see where the real receipts come from. Hi, Miles. All about the TB getting bold on private, but wants sympathy in public. Yes, because that shows you she's two-faced, fake and phony. Monica's a snake. She showed one face to that daytime channel, to the DJ Race to Sky, to the Buffy, to the Amir, to Monique, to all those people. She showed one face. Remember, she would be very like kind of meek and like, oh, you guys, and thanks for shouting me out and blah, 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 blah. But then at the nighttime channel, which was like the B, so that was the A team, right? And then the B team, essentially Plez was the Buffy. The Bishop, who I have issues with, was the DJ Richie Sky. And then Schoolboy was supposed to be the Amir. So it was like the B team, right? She just exploited them, ran them, kept them on for all types of hours. She showed her true colors, calling viewers stupid, yelling at people, blocking, deleting messages, and all that stuff. She's fake and phony. She's not authentic. She's not authentic. And that's the problem. She's not authentic. And so she wanted everybody else to put their face out there. Like, hi, this is me. This is what I look like. This is my real name. This is who I am. These are my opinions, and I'm putting them out there, and it is what it is. She wanted to profit from exposing people and spilling the tea without actually giving up anything, without being vulnerable, without being transparent. And to me, that's a snake, and that's conniving, and that is very I don't even know what you call it. It's just very snake-like, very, very snake-like to me. I don't like it. It's snake-like. Hi, Young Rich. I just don't think Eddie was cheating with other Oh, how you doing? I don't know. I didn't hear that. Maybe you know something we don't. Maybe you know something we don't. So who knows? She basically lied on Dr. Heavenly the very next day and brought on that crooked lady, Lisa Nicole, and baby, Dr. Heavenly dragged her soul yesterday. Did you see it? Okay, so I'm not personally a Dr. Heavenly fan. However, I do think what they did at All About the Tea was disgusting, with the Lisa Nicole coming on and talking all about Dr. Heavenly having like the shady business practices and the Medicare and all that stuff. Again, you can't put that out on somebody like that. That is just bad karma, bad juju. So I don't like Dr. Heavenly personally. I think she can be funny at times, but again, I think she's another one who is so deeply insecure and who is so deeply wounded that she cannot see beyond her own wounding and her own pain to actually be a friend to anybody, because she's always in comparison mode. And she's always being triggered by other women who are pretty or successful or just living life on their own terms. She gets so triggered by it, and she's nasty. So she will say really nasty, mean things based on her own wounding and triggering. So I'm not really here for Dr. Heavenly, but I don't agree with what Monica and Lisa did the next day in their life. And that's another reason why I have a issue with Bishop, right? So then Bishop wants to come out with his, like, my side of the story, blah. Nobody cares about your side of the story, Bishop. You showed us. Action speaks louder than words. When that live happened, when Plez got on there, you wanted to make faces. You got off. You were leaning back, but you didn't speak up for your so-called friend. You didn't speak up for your so-called sister. You can get involved. You are a part of the panel. You are all coworkers. You can speak up respectfully and say how you feel. So I don't want to get in women's business. It wasn't women's business. It was employee, employer. It was host and panelist. It was all y'all's business. But you wanted to sit there and say nothing because he's a flip-flopper. He would agree with anything Monica said, he would agree with. And somebody else would say something, he would agree with them. And then he was always bashing women. To me, he's kind of is a woman hater. And that whole red pill thing, it's the Matrix reality. That is actually a subset or society of, it's like a type of man, like it's like a group of men. They're called, like they do like red pill stuff where it's actually very like woman hating and like very misogynistic. I don't even know. It's like some weird culty thing. So that whole Bishop Red Pill thing, he's telling you exactly who he is. And he was on that live the next day kikiing. So where was your integrity, Bishop? If you really have Plez's back, if you really didn't like what Monica was doing, how come you came back the next day and you were on the live kikiing? He only left because of backlash. He didn't want to lose followers the way Schoolboy was on there crying like a baby when she was losing followers. He didn't want that to happen to him. And that is why he had the whole like, oh, let me say my piece and I'm leaving, blah, blah. Of course you left. There was nothing going on. The ship was down. Bishop missed me with all that. Bishop showed us who he was. Hi, sis Zakia. I hope I pronounced that right. Subset of the manosphere. Lots of woman bashing. Yes. Yes, it's the red pill. It's the red pill. It is. Yes, it is. And they do lots of women bashing. They talk down on women. They put them down. Yes, and that is what that red pill really means. He tries to be like, oh, it's reality. No. It's a subset. She's exactly right of the manosphere, and it's a lot of women bashing. That's actually what that red pill means. And he's a part of that society. The red pill's up in the black intels. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. That red pill is nothing but black intels. Exactly, April. And it's sad. And you can see it. He would always have an issue with women. He'd always put them down, always have problems. And I'm just like, boy, bye. Like, boy, bye. It's insane. Hi, Miles. At Melodrew. Laughing. So, yeah, it is insane. Let's see what else is going on. Incels, yes. Involuntarily celibate. Yes. Incels, yes. The incels got the intel. Hey, sis, he's going to lose subs as all the women who subbed find out what he really is. Yes, I think he is going to start losing subscribers. Absolutely, he's going to start losing subscribers because you can't put out that negativity. You can't front like you are like this godly bishop and all this stuff when really you're just a flip-flopper. Really, he was a yes man to Monica. He really did not have Plez's back. Oh, you know what else how he told on himself? He had blocked So Debonair. After that whole thing went down, he blocked him. So why did you block So Debonair if you didn't feel some type of way about what he was saying about Plez? So Bishop was in on it too. He was talking about it too because why would you block So Debonair? Schoolboy blocked So Debonair. Marcella stopped messing with him. Monica stopped messing with him. And then Bishop went and blocked him. And then he went and lied, being like, oh, it was because your posts were too much. Your pictures were too much. If you think somebody's pictures are too much, you mute them or unfollow. You don't block them. There's a difference between blocking someone and muting their content. Like if his pictures were too much for you, put them on mute. Unfollow it so it doesn't come up in your feed, but you still leave the communication open. He can still DM you. You can still communicate. You can still like certain pictures and stuff. But to block someone, you're telling them exactly where they stand. You're telling them who they are. Blocking somebody is a completely different situation. He did what? Yes. Yes. Bishop blocked So Debonair after that whole thing happened. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He blocked them. And you only block people for one thing, when you are trying to curb them and you are telling them where they stand. He blocked them. So Debonair showed the receipts. Are you going to watch Encore on BAT tonight? I don't think so. Is that something I should watch? Let me know. Let me know if I should get into it. Let me get into it. I don't buy that either. Bishop told a lot, but he didn't tell all his stuff. He co-signed some things. Exactly. He basically just regurgitated the narrative of what he had to say based on the backlash that he was getting. So other bloggers and YouTubers were like, Bishop, where you at? Like, you did all this stuff. And then he came on and then tried to, just basically say whatever he needed to say to clear his name. But he left a lot of stuff out. And I'm sorry, Bishop hands are not clean. He was dirty too. I believe Plez 100%. But I think all of them were talking about Plez behind her back. I think they all had an issue with her. When she would talk, they would roll their eyes. And remember, and this is what really got me with Monica and Plez. Do you guys remember they were having a conversation? I forget which video it was, but it was about can women and men be friends? Was the topic of the conversation. I think it was like something with like Steve Harvey said something about something. It was those women or men can be friends. And Plez was telling her story about how she does have guy friends. She's like, oh no, I have guy friends. We play cards. We do whatever. We kick it. No big deal. They're girlfriends, wives, whatever, have no problem with me. We're all friends. And then Monica made that slick comment. And she was like, oh, well, I'm only saying that the guy is actually attracted to the girl. Low key trying to call Plez unattractive. Low key trying to say Plez wasn't pretty. Low key trying to say Plez wasn't sexually desirable. And then this is how manipulative she is. Then she goes, oh, people in the comments, stop saying the guy wasn't attracted to Plez. Stop saying Plez isn't attractive. You guys stop. We love Plez. That was some manipulation at its core. That was some BS because she was the one who spoke it. She said, oh, what I meant to say was only if the guy is attracted to the woman. Which is basically saying you're calling Plez unattractive. And then try to flip it like it was the people in the comment section. Oh, don't say that about Plez. Oh, Plez is beautiful, blah, 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 blah. Like, Monica, you're not slick. And that's why you fumbled the bag, and that's why you're exposed, because you were dirty, low down, and evil. You should have respected everybody on that panel. You should have respected Plez. None of this would be happening. None of it would be happening if she picked up the phone and said, hey, girl, I know you got to leave. Let's do you a send off and keep it pushing and it's cool. I'm going to get a replacement from you and keep it moving. I mean, duh. I mean, literally common sense and common decency. Just basic common decency. And none of this would have been happening. But you know what? When God is ready to move, he will move in mysterious ways. So she just had to be exposed. Okay, let me see if I can catch up. Okay, I'll watch Encore for you. I'll do it. I'll watch. And everybody watching this, please like and subscribe. Like I said, this is my second live. I am very new to this. So any feedback, any encouragement, any constructive criticism, anything, just let me know as long as it's positive. You know, not positive as you have to agree with me. You don't have to. I respect all perspectives. I respect all experiences. So this is just a good, healthy, happy community. So yeah, that's it. Yes, for the girl groups of the 90s, 2000. Woo, yes. Watch Encore. Okay, I'll watch it. If you drag my girl Keely Williams, I won't be mad. I'll understand. Well, let me put it this way. If I drag anybody, it will always be fun shade. It will always be fun, happy shade, and not coming from a place of toxicness, I promise. Hi, Latavia. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. That's a beautiful name. Latavia. I hope I pronounced it correctly, but you said I agree. Thank you. Hey, sis. She says, I remember that Avatar was shady, but Plez held her own. Yes, Plez did hold her own. And that's the thing. Plez always holds her own. And that's why Avatar Monica got so mad and angry and in her feelings, right? Was because Plez was holding her own. And Plez could not be fooled. See, this is the thing. Plez and I have a very similar personality. We're both introverts, and we're both outwardly very quiet. And nice and kind. So sometimes people will mistake your kindness for weakness. Doesn't make us weak. Doesn't make us pushovers. Doesn't make us any of that. We just like to sit back, lay in the cut. We observe what's going on. We make our assessment. And then when God tells us to move, we move. And sometimes that takes people by surprise because people underestimate you. You know, sometimes when you're kind or, you're jovial, or you're quiet or you're introverted, people think they can play you. They take that as a sign of weakness. Like, oh, I can control this person. Because that's what Monica was trying to do. She was trying to punk Plez into continuing to be on the panel. Oh, can you just do one day a week? And Plez is like, sure. But if I'm doing every Friday of the month, of every week, like that's a big thing to give up. What's my compensation going to be? Especially because Monica was making bank and she fumbled the bag. You on here on live, you're already monetized 2 to 3 hours, and Marcella was giving her how much money a week by herself, plus all the other super chats. Monica was making a lot of money and then giving these people $50 a week. Make it make sense. Basically, the super chats that Marcella was putting in was paying all the panelists off. And pretty much, Marcella alone did enough super chats to cover everybody's payroll, if you want to be real with it. And Marcella wasn't even getting paid. So make it make sense. Monica fumbled the bag through her own greed, her own narcissism, and her own jealousy. She was jealous of Plez. She was very, very jealous of Plez. Okay, let's see here. Remember that. Hi, Miles. I just can't take male advice from Bishop seriously. That's just me. I can't take any advice from Bishop seriously. That's just all of us. Join the club, Miles. Nobody is taking advice from Bishop. This is another thing. You need to be very mindful who you take any type of guidance from. If that person does not inspire you, and if you don't aspire to be like that person, don't take their advice. These Kevin Samuels out in the world, these bishops in these worlds, these low vibrational red pill men in the world, don't take advice from them, woman or man. Because if somebody is not in a place that I aspire to be, I'm not taking advice from you because you don't know the blueprint to where I'm going. So I'm not listening to you, point blank, period. You can say what you want in one ear, out the other. I'm not taking it in. I'm not receiving your message. I'm not receiving your energy, point blank, period. So that's what I say to anybody. Be very mindful. Like, I'm just here talking about my opinion. We just kikiing and having fun. But if you are listening to somebody about some life advice, whether it's career, relationships, mind, body, spirit, whatever it is, really consider the source. That is my biggest thing. Consider the source. Is that person living a life that you aspire to live? Have they done it before? Because if they haven't, then they don't have the blueprint. For me, I'm like, if you don't, I have a vision of where I'm going in my life. And if that person isn't physically living that manifestation, I'm not listening to them because they don't know how to get to where I know I'm going. So be very, very mindful from who you take advice from. To always consider the source. Kevin Samuels is a very damaged, dangerous man. Any woman who's calling into there, if it's not for a joke, I don't get it. And I wouldn't even do it as a joke because the energy you put out, just be careful. Hey, Lativia. If Monica's even her real name. Oh, okay. Thank you for bringing this up. Yes. So if Monica's even her real name, and also if anything about her life is real. Because I'm sorry. Didn't she say she had 4 kids and a husband? How do you have the time to do your research for your channel, T, right? So you have the time to do the research, put everything together. You're doing 2 to 3 hours a night on lives. Then you're also doing a daytime panel for an hour to 2 hours, right? And then you also have some other type of job or something or whatever else you're doing. How do you have all of that time to do this, but yet you're a mom to 4 kids and a whole husband? We only got 24 hours in a day. The math is the math. They make it make sense. So I don't really believe anything Monica said. She's catfishing us. Just because she said she was married, just because she said she had kids, doesn't mean she does. Doesn't mean she is. Doesn't mean Monica's her name. She's literally just an avatar. I could put an avatar up and I could be like, hi, I'm the Queen of Sheba. Like, you know what I mean? I could put an avatar up and say anything. That is the essence of being catfished. We don't know what her real name is. I do believe she's Black, but we don't know that for sure. I don't think she's a white woman. I do think she's Black, but we don't know that for sure. We don't know if she's actually married. We don't know if she actually has kids. We don't know what her real age is. We don't even know if that's her real voice. You could go on there and you could put a voice auto-tune, whatever on there. We really have zero idea of who Monica really is. She didn't even show her face to her own panelist. And what's really tripping me out is how was Tasha K and DJ Richie and all these other people co-signing her, but they never met her in real life. Like, they got catfished too, because that's how a lot of people found her. Tasha K would shout her out. DJ Richie would shout her out. Buffy was on there and Amir was on there. So she got legitimate people to back her, and that's how she got her credibility. Because who's going to listen to an avatar? But these credible people co-signed her. So it's like, oh, if DJ Richie says she's cool, she must be cool. You know, oh, if Tasha K is co-signing her, she must be legit, right? How are you co-signing someone that you've never actually laid eyes on? Not a FaceTime, not a Zoom, nothing. I'm sorry, but I'm not co-signing anybody that I can't look them in their eyes. If I'm putting my name behind someone, if I'm putting my credibility behind, and you notice DJ Richie Sky has been silent. Tasha K has been silent. Where are their commentaries on this? Monique from Real House of Potomac is the only one who was really in Monica's court that's come out. She did a whole thing on Instagram to Plez, being on Plez's side. You see what I'm saying? So, who knows? Monica could be the biggest okie doke of it all. She could be a freaking bot. Maybe Monica's a bot. Who knows? Okay, let's see. I'm going to catch up. Hi, Miles. Please do more of these. Yes, I'm going to do more. I promise. I'm going to do more of these reviews. Like, I'm here for the streets, and I'm going to keep it funny and happy and positive. And I'm going to have people call in. Like, I'm going to do the whole thing. This is only my second one. So right now I'm just going to talk, but yeah, so I'm going to do more. Sis, you have good energy. Look forward to your content. I love how many teacups have started channels. Yay! Thank you. Yes, thank you. I really appreciate that. And it is that we all start our own channels and we all support each other. Like, why not? You know, there is enough. It's exactly like Plus said. There is enough fame, subscribers, money for all of us. There is enough abundance in this world for all of us. YouTube is a platform that anybody can join. So there's no reason why we think only certain people can get certain things, or that we can't come up together and support each other. The best way to make it anywhere is together. So yeah, I agree with that. Hey, Young Rich, do you think Buffy and Monique going to join the panel? Not if they got any damn common sense, they're not. No, I hope not. I really hope not. I think they also have their own stuff going on. Buffy has her own stuff. Monique has her own stuff. They don't necessarily need Monica at this point. So to me, I think if they are going to go join her panel, that is a downgrade. You know what I'm saying? I hope they don't. I can't speak for them. I don't know. But if it were me, I would cut my ties. Hey, sis, Monica said also she donated to Marcella's charity. I wonder what that arrangement was like. That was probably a lie. Like, come on. Marcella was doing those super chats for acceptance. You know, this is nothing personally against Marcella. I don't know her. I'm just saying what it looked like as a viewer. It looked like Marcella desperately was looking for acceptance. And the way she thought she would be accepted was by giving money. And Monica exploited that. I don't think Monica was donating to anybody's charity. Oh, and on a live that we did with Kimpire, Miriam, who used to call in at All About the Tea, said that Monica asked her, did you do a super chat yet? And when Miriam was like, no, she stopped letting Miriam on to come on and talk as a caller. So Monica was pipping people. And then remember when Monica also started doing, you could only call in if you're a part of the community. So you had to pay to talk, basically. Like at the very end, she'd be like, oh, we're going to open it to everybody, but only if you were in the community at first were you able to talk. So I don't think Monica was donating to anybody. I think that was a scheme Tom made up. Like, she didn't do that. Hey, Miles. So Marcella was paying the bill. Shake my head, just a scam. It was a scam. It was like a Ponzi scheme. It was a scam. Marcella was paying the bills. Because remember, if you watch those lives, Marcella would be doing 100. And also think about how crazy this is, right? I was thinking about this the other day. Marcella said, I will pay the 100,000 subscriber $250. How in the world does that make sense? Why wasn't Monica paying the 100,000 subscriber $250 because Monica was the one making all the money. Marcella was just a kind of struggle along panelist, quasi panelist. She used to be a caller, and then after everything broke up, she was just coming in every night after that. But why was Marcella paying $250 for somebody else's channel? That don't make no damn sense. I'm sorry, Monica should have been the one that said, giveaway, I'm going to give the 100K subscriber $250. Let's do this. It should have came out of Monica's pocket. Why is Marcella giving people $250 of her own money for somebody else's channel? That doesn't make any, see, it doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't, like, there's no giveaway. I don't have a giveaway on my channel. And I'm like, Miles, can you give the next subscriber $100 on my behalf? That sounds absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Monica was pimping out there. Pimping. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm going to get to everybody. Don't worry. At the end of the day, Monica should have called her back. Yes, as an employee, you don't get a call back because it looks as if the employer has said F you. So what was Plez supposed to do? Beg? Exactly. And this whole situation would have been avoided if Monica just did the right thing, the decent thing, but she couldn't because she's ego-based. She's in her ego. She was feeling herself. She thought she could control Plez. She thought she could continue to pimp her out. And when Plez was like, no, you can't, and then Plez controlled her own narrative, that's why you saw Monica losing her damn mind and shaking and screaming and faking phone calls that never actually happened. It was insane. Absolutely insane. Hi, April. She says, I'm so happy for you. Are your super chats open? I sent you a Cash App anyway. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate that. Yeah, so anyone who wants to do a Cash App, it's 1214 Media. That's my little company. I don't know if I have super chats yet. I don't think I'm monetized yet because like I'm so small. But when I get to that level, yes, I will be doing super chats and communities and all that fun stuff. But all of my content will always be free, and I'm not ever gonna do that pay to play stuff. Anybody ever wants to come on, once I get the hang of this more, everyone is welcome. Nobody ever has to give anything. This is just a community, and that's it. It's just a community. So I appreciate that. Thank you, April. I really, really do. Okay, let's see what other people are saying. Hey, Miles. So Martel's ghetto baby mama exposed her. Her and Monica was beefing and posted her mugshot and then got suspended moments later. We need to be on this. We need to find the mugshot. Come on, lovelies. Let's find this mugshot. I'm going to do some digging too. Like, I'm not usually a sleuth. I usually just like listen to it. But like, this is some hot tea. I'm going to try and find that mugshot. But if you think about it, anybody who was close to Monica, other than maybe Monique, she's burned. Because remember, she used to talk about how she used to be really close to Kenya. And then they had a falling out because she had exposed Kenya paying Mark's taxes. And so Kenya was really pissed off about that. So she had a falling out with her. She used to be really close to Martel's baby mama. What's her name? Adrian. And then they had this huge, big falling out. So if you realize that the common denominator of all of these relationships crumbling has been Monica. She's been close to these people. And then she's had these big falling outs. She probably would have had one with Monique at some point, but for whatever reason, she was really up Monique's butt. I like Monique. I do. But that to me always seemed a little fake and very forced. To me, I think Monique was on there just being like, Mila Eve, I'm just trying to sell some essential oils. Like she was just subscribed to my channel. Like Monique to me was just trying to be like, you have a platform. But the way Monica would praise Monique so much, it seemed very like love bomby and just creepy. Like, relax. Like, do you want like get out of her butt? It was weird. And then also, did you notice who is the other person who used to call in all the time? The doctor, what was her name? Dr. EVA. Dr. EVA used to call in all the time, but she caught the interview too. And we haven't seen Dr. EVA in how long? I'll wait. Exactly. Because Dr. EVA realized something ain't right. There's a fly in the milk. Something ain't right. So all of Monica's relationships have demised. Hey, Young Rich. I've been trying to tell y'all that's a white man from Texas. It just might be. We might have all fallen for the ultimate okie doke. It just might be, because there's no way to prove anything that she has said about her life is true. There's no way to prove her name is Monica. There's no way to prove she's a mom or she's married, she's white, black, nothing. There's no way to prove anything that she has said about herself. It's the ultimate catfish. It really is, because there's no way to prove. And now she's on Twitter telling people to kiss her butt and going all nuts and crazy. And it's just like, how are you doubling down on your own narcissistic tendencies? How are you doubling down on your own evil behavior? Like, you're being called out for a reason. You see what I'm saying? Like, you are at your own demise based on your actions. Take accountability. Monica, bye. Okay, let's see the next one. Hi, Sherry. I wish we get Cheryl's World to give us the info. They were in a lawsuit, so Cheryl would definitely know who she is and what she looks like. Maybe, maybe not. I do know what you're talking about, because didn't Monica expose and John Yates tried to like expose Cheryl for being married to Perry and all that stuff. And I was like, how? You are the biggest hypocrite on this planet. So just because Cheryl and Perry wanted to keep their marriage sacred, you know what I mean? Like, think about all these reality stars and all these other people who put their marriage on Front Street and it's a demise and they end up getting divorced and all that. They wanted to keep their relationship sacred. They wanted to still work together on the YouTube show, keep their marriage private, which to me, I have no problem with that. If you want to keep that to yourself, that is fine. That is your business. That is the sacredity of your marriage and relationship. And for her and for John Yates to expose them was so dirty, especially since Monica doesn't even show her face. You don't even show your face, but yet you think you have the authority to tell somebody else to talk about their marriage and expose their marriage when you don't even show your face? How dirty is that? You know what? I should have stopped watching back then. That should have been it. But the thing about the lawsuit is maybe there's a gag order, maybe there's like an NDA. You could sue someone without physically seeing them, because you could have them served. It could go through the lawyers. So maybe not, but that's a great idea. But maybe Cheryl can't talk about it. Maybe they had some agreement. I don't know what happened. I'd have to do some more digging, but that's a really good idea, Sherry. Thanks for sharing that. And that's true. Monica did try to expose them after she used them, because she used to be on their show. Remember, she used to be on their show. She was a guest and would call in and being like, oh, I have the Bravo tea. I have this, I had that. And Cheryl's World was pumping her up, letting her be on there, giving her way to her platform. And then she turned around and stabbed her in the back. So that right there shows you the content of Monica's character and her level of integrity. I'm going to use you, get some information on you, and then backstab you and try to take your platform down because I want to take your place. That's essentially what happened. Monica wanted to take Cheryl World's place. She got on her platform, got her to co-sign her, got subs from her, then got some information about her, and then tried to backstab her and take her down. That is nothing but trying to take her place. So you got to be really, really careful of these snakes. Okay. Hi, Young Rich. Exactly. DJ Richie never been in Heavenly's live. And then after all that went down here, giving her super chats and begging for tea. Exactly. Because you are so right. Because DJ Richie Sky then did that whole thing talking about he's here for Dr. Heavenly, blah, 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 blah. No. It's like another Bishop move. You're showing us who you are. You're showing us what's going down. You're co-signing for these things. And then when it gets exposed and when there's backlash, you want to come back with your tail between your legs, being like, no, it wasn't me. It's not me. It's not that. You know, it's just a whack move. I would understand DJ Richie Sky doing that to Dr. Heavenly only if he actually put out a statement about Monica and about the tea, saying, hey, I know I co-signed her. I know I put her on the scene. I was not aware of what was going on behind the scenes. Now that I know what's going on moving forward, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to be on the panel anymore. This is what I feel about it. You know, Dr. Heavenly, the way they treated you was wrong. Plaz, the way they whatever it was. That I would respect, because that to me is being transparent and taking accountability. Yeah, I co-signed someone who turned out to be a low-down, dirty, narcissistic snake. My bad. I got punked too. I got catfished too. And I'm going to be accountable for the fact that I told all of y'all that she was a person that you could follow. To me, I would respect that. You're taking accountability, you're calling a thing, and you're standing in it. Don't try and now do super chats and praising videos and all this stuff. No, take accountability. You said we could trust her. You said she was cool. You co-signed her. You brought her on your platform. You were on her platform. You have to take accountability of you co-branding her. And until you do that, anything else you do, to me, you're just doing damage control. So I don't know really where you really stand. You're just trying not to lose subs. You're doing a schoolboy. I'm sorry. I'm losing subscribers by the minute. Get out of here, schoolboy. Okay. I'm so happy for you. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Thank you, April. He's giving her. Okay. Hey, sis. Avatar's ID will come out eventually. Yes. All that is done in the dark will come to light. That's why they are quiet, to see how it all shakes out. Yes, this backlash is vicious. The big YouTubers don't want any part of this mess. Yes, that is so true. That is so true, because even though YouTube is vast, at a certain levels, the community becomes small, especially like the big time YouTubers. You're so right. They want to see, let's see how this shakes out. Let's see what happens before I pick my side and make my move. But to me, I understand that strategy. Like, I get it. But at the same time, as someone who supports and watches, I just want them to have their own personal integrity. Where it's, I don't need to see how this shakes out. I know what is right and I know what is wrong. And I'm going to stand for what is right. To me, I think that's how you get that longevity. That's how you get the credibility. That's how you be authentic. So I get trying to wait and see how it shakes out. But just from a gut level, we all saw it with our own eyes. We saw the receipts. We saw the live. We saw everything. When you see something, say something, that's kind of how I feel. It's like you stand by what is right in the moment. You know, there has to be a bottom to the petty. It has to be. Sherry says, she did say she donates monthly to Marcella's charity. I wonder if the reason she never gave Plez the contract request is because she would have to provide business and name info. That is a really good point, Sherry. That's a really good point. Maybe that's another reason why she was so shady with the contract, was because she would have to divulge more of her own personal information. That's a really, really good insight. But the thing is, that's another way Monica fumbled the bag. She could have been like Monica Jones and had a P.O. box and put that address in, or in whatever, and then just had, because like the contract is just like a PDF. It's just like a Word document. It's just an agreement you put together, and that would have been the contract. Monica really fumbled the bag because she thought she could play people, and she thought she was smarter than people, and she thought she could control and manipulate people. Sherry, that's a really good point, though. That's a very good point. I mean, she says she donated monthly to Marcella's charity, but again, to your point, if she's donating to a charity, charities have to take your real information down, because they're nonprofit businesses. So they have to have all that documentation for the IRS and everybody else. So if she's donating monthly to Marcella's charity, what information is she providing to them? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe she did it anonymously. I don't know. But that's a really good point, Sherry. That is very, very true. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Okay. Hey, Miles. Wasn't Marcella on Kempire yesterday giving super chats? Okay, so what happened yesterday on Kempire? Because I actually I called in. I was a caller. She wasn't giving... Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid. She wasn't giving super chats. She had Miriam speak on her behalf and was like, I just did a video about my perspective on her YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or something. And so she wanted Miriam to come and speak on her own behalf and tell everybody to go watch it. And she wanted Kempire to play it on his platform or something like that. But you funny. You got me. See the next one. Hey, sis. So share keep speed. I think that's it. Plez could have looked up her on LexisNexis or one of those other research tools. Yes, yes. Sis and Sherry, you guys are both correct. Yes. You got it. Facts. Yes. Yes, Sherry. Yes, sis. I agree with you both. Plez would have done her due diligence. She would have gotten that information from the contract and would have said, this is right, this is wrong, this is who it is. And she would have gotten all her information. Yes, you guys are both. Yes. From sis. I need Princess to come out with her video. Me too. I like Princess. I like Princess. On the interview she did recently, she talks about there were others behind the scenes. Also, she talked to Monica on the phone a lot about business. I want Princess to come out too. I think, to me, just the vibe I got from Princess was she seemed pretty chill. She seemed pretty even. She seemed pretty even. She seemed pretty fair. She seemed very down to earth. So I would love Princess perspective. I agree with you, sis. I want to see that too. You said I need to work on my spell check. Damn. Girl, it's all good. We just having a kiki and having fun. You know, you could mistype, typo, backs, whatever. You good, April. You good. Okay. You have to get monetized, but you'll get there, sis. Thank you. Yes, I will get monetized. This is my second live. So please share, subscribe, like it. You could cash at me if you want. PayPal, it's all down there. But when I get monetized, we'll be doing way more stuff. So I'm excited. So I appreciate your support. Thank you. Miles, you have the mugshot? Okay, email me. It's candywashington@gmail.com. Email me that mugshot. If you don't want to email, you can DM me at Candy Washington on Instagram. Send me the mugshot. Okay. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy Lucas. Even I kind of jumped when I heard mental health statement. Yes, but I didn't know what was going on. That was wrong of her to have stated that if Plez hadn't said it or said it first. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Wendy. That haul for her mental health, that was nothing but shade. And that was coming for her job. Plez is an actual attorney. Plez is an actual lawyer. She works with real lives cases. And if you put out in the universe, you put out there that she has mental health issues, that puts into question the quality of all of her work. So imagine she's working on a case, someone sees that, and they're like, oh, well, my lawyer has mental health issues. What's that about? You see what I'm saying? And they're going to go and complain. Oh, you have somebody with mental health issues working on my case? Are you sure it's getting done right? X, Y, and Z. Or at the flip side, oh, that person was the lawyer and was the opposing lawyer, and they have mental health issues. You know, let's see if we can appeal. Let's see if we can do this and this. She was coming for Plez's neck with that statement. You don't put out there in the universe someone is dealing with mental health, taking a break for their own mental health. That is alluding to them having like some type of breakdown or them having, going through some type of crisis, which there is no shame in. No shame. Throughout everybody's life, if you are fortunate enough to live long enough, you are going to go through some type of mental health problem or crisis. Point blank, period, because it's called life, and life happens to all of us equally. Point blank. You are going to deal with something mentally. So it is no shame and no stigma to that. But to put it out there in such a reckless, disrespectful, inaccurate way is really, really messed up. So yeah, she was dead wrong for that. And that's why Plez went on her live, because she was like, oh, you're coming from my neck. You coming from my bag. You coming from my career. You're coming for my reputation. She was trying to come for Plez's name. And then for schoolboy traitor ass self to be like, quote unquote lawyer. She's a paper pusher. Schoolboy, you're the paper pusher. You already told us. You work for some like weird insurance or something thing she was working for. I don't know, but get out of here with that mess. Okay. Sis says Monique won't mess with her now after what she did to Plez. Exactly. Monique is the reason Monica invited Plez on. Exactly. Yes, sis. Exactly. Monique was like, hey, I was only coming on here to push Mila Eve. So I'm out. Bye. Monique isn't messing with it. Hey, Young Rich. Monique was telling us to show empathy to the demon. She was? Okay, Monique. Now we're gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to do that, and we're gonna do another live, because if Monique is saying showing empathy to the demon, Monique, you done hitched your ride to the wrong horse. You went on the wrong road. The wrong road. At Young Skin Gap, showing empathy doesn't mean I will mess with you. We should show empathy, but doesn't mean you have to support her. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. You can be empathetic, maybe not completely drag someone all the way down. Doesn't mean you support them. I get that. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So she docked Sherelle. Her time is coming. Yes, she did dock Sherelle. Yes, she brought out that Sherelle and Perry are married. But you know what the thing is? What the devil will do for your demise, God will make for your benefit. Because when they did that to them, I actually think Cheryl and Perry now are such a beautiful power couple. You know, they're kind of wacky. They're kind of wacky. You know, when you watch them, they're a little weird, they're a little wacky, but their dynamic is so beautiful, and he supports her so much, and they just have this really cute rapport. You know, maybe the tea is not so hot all the time, but I like them. I think they're a cute little couple. So it added a different layer, a different dynamic to them. I know that they wanted to keep it quiet and sacred, but I actually really like the both of them. I think they're quirky. You know, I don't think they have any malice. Sometimes they say weird, wacky stuff, but I don't think that they have any evil. There's no negativity behind it. You know what I mean? They're just kind of wacky and cool and fun. So I like them. So I think maybe it'll be a blessing in disguise. But yes, she docked Cheryl, and that was dead wrong. You don't expose people's families like that. Like, it's just dirty, especially when you use them to get to where you wanted to go. You use Sherelle to get there. And then the moment you got from what you wanted from her, you backstabbed her. Like, that was dirty. And karma always comes back one way or the other. Hey, sis, scripture says she would pray for our enemies. It doesn't mean you invite the enemy to live with you. Exactly. You can show love from a distance. You don't have to participate in the demise, but you don't have to support in the come up either. So you can do it from a distance. Yeah. Just like Funky Davis said, you go low, I go to hell. Yeah, I like Funky Davis sometimes, but he's also problematic. Like his Lizzo comments, like he has some problems with Black women. And I'm not the only person who says that or sees it. He does. So he's a little problematic too. He likes who he wants to like, which is fine. We all have the right to like who we want to like, but he sometimes takes it to a different level with other people. Like the Lizzo comments were unnecessary. There's other things he said. His OG comments about OG's appearance and the way she looks was dead ass wrong. Dead wrong. So he's problematic too, but Funky Neva, it does go to hell. He goes all the way down. Okay, let's see. Hey, Sherry. She goes, I'm still wondering if Monica could be Melisha Johnson from E! Using the voice filter on All About the Tea. Agree about the NDA with that. Yes, that's the thing. We don't really know who Monica is. That's a great point, Sherry. We don't know who Monica is. She could be anybody. And that voice of hers doesn't necessarily have to be her actual voice. She could be anybody. Hide your mom, hide your wife, hide your kids. We don't know who Monica is. And yeah, there might be an NDA when it comes to the lawsuit she had. If they settled or something, there might be an NDA involved. Hey guys. At Miles Kidman, yes, she docked Cheryl is sad. Yep, it's a matter of time. The exposure will show up. Exactly, Sherry. Yes, exactly. It is only a matter of time. Everything you do in the dark will always come to light. And on these, especially these YouTube internet streets, you can't keep anything hidden for too long. You can't. These people on here are sleuths. That's why I'm like, I'm not doing anybody dirty. I'm just going to have a kiki and laugh, and that's it. Don't come from me. I ain't got nothing. Don't. DJ Richie Sky, you got some explaining to do. Yes, he does. He does. He needs to say where he stands. He needs to take accountability and put a statement out there. This whole riding the fence isn't cute. And Tasha K needs to come out. DJ Richie Sky needs to come out. Amir needs to come out. Buffy needs to come out. Anybody else who was supporting her needs to come out, because we believed in her, because we believed in them. You know, they co-signed her. So if you co-sign someone and the loan comes due, it's time to pay up. And the loan is due. It's time to pay up. Ace is, he's just like Monica, but he hides his. Yeah. Yeah, he might be. Okay. In addition to paying monthly, she'd have to provide 1099s at the end of the year if people make more than $600. Again, she went ghost every time there was requests that she would reveal the true her or him. Yes, yes. Sherry, you are so smart. Yes, it is so true. You do have to provide all those documents. Yes. Yes, you have to do the 1099s and all that stuff. So there you go. She wanted to keep it under she wanted to keep all her information private. So that's why there was no contract. And that's why she was just paying them directly. She didn't actually have them on any type of official business legal payroll. You know what I'm saying? She'd probably Cash App it or PayPal them or whatever. So there's no legal trail. Like on PayPal, you do friends and family. Well, that was just a gift. That was a donation. But if she didn't have any legal contract, then you're right. She would have to provide those 1099s and all that stuff. So that was her way of keeping herself hidden. Good job, Sherry. That's true. At Frankie Lima, but Funky tells us how messy he is, but he is authentic and we accept him for who he is. It's true. Funky does. He's very transparent about it, which is fine. And I respect that. If you're going to be messy and you're going to be, disrespectful and all that stuff and you own it, then fine. I can respect that. But just because I can respect you owning it doesn't mean that I'm going to support it. So I don't really like to support him in that way because I can respect you as a human being saying, look, this is who I am. Take me or leave me, warts and all. Like this is who I am. This is how I roll. That's great. But then me as a person, I can say, I respect you. That's how you roll. But I choose not to support it because I don't support your message. So I don't support that. I think we all need to love each other and we're all beautiful and there's enough for all of us. Hey, Frankie. Exactly. Richie pretends like he isn't messy and problematic, but he is. Oh, so y'all saying DJ Richie is a wolf in sheep clothing. Oh, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Is that what you guys are saying? We need to do a whole nother live on DJ Richie then. And see what the receipts are and expose what we need to expose. If you were saying that he's a wolf in sheep clothing. Because for me, I try and watch his videos sometimes, but it comes across so fake. Like, hey, squad, like, and then he said in a chatterization, and like, I don't, sorry, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off like that. But, like, just his delivery to me is just so corny. Like, I could never really get into DJ Scott. He's like, what's up, Side Squad? And it's just so cartoonish. It's like the buffoonery of it all. So maybe he is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't know. Yes, I'm adding Richie Sky. Yeah, he needs to come out. You co-signed her. You got to do it. At Frankie Lima, for sure, you're right. So it seems like you guys believe it. And you said, Miles, I sent it. Oh, okay. I'm going to check. All right. I'm going to check for the mug shot. Yes, I'm going to check. So yes, you guys, if you're enjoying this, please subscribe, please like, please share with a friend. I'm going to set up some goals for myself. I'm going to try and be monetized. I want to get to 1,000K. And I just want to, I don't know. Sometimes I shy away, but I'm going to bring it. I'm going to do this. This is so much fun. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you for everyone who is supporting. And this is so much fun. Like, I'm so excited that we're all doing this together. And I'll figure out how to let you guys join so you guys can come and call in too. So I'm going to figure all that out. Again, this is only my second live ever. So yeah. Oops. Raphael, you are gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Send in love. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Raphael. Miles Kidman. He won't go against Monica because she has tea on him and his husband. You know what? I believe that. Because you know what? Think about it, right? Monica got tea on Sherelle's World, and Sherelle's World was the one who was helping to promote her, right? And when she got that tea, she backstabbed her. So DJ Richie Sky was another person giving her, promoting her, giving shout outs, bringing her on his panel, going on her panel. So I bet you she got tea on him too, because he probably thought he could trust the avatar. That is a really good point. Maybe he's being like blackmailed or something and he's scared. maybe he's scared to go against her if she has something, because look what she did to Cheryl's world. She's already proven that she will use you, take your information, and then backstab you. So Miles, that you could be onto something there. You really could. Okay. Hey, Wendy. Can someone explain what it was that Plus said that caused Monica to say she needed to talk to a lawyer? Because I don't know what the problem was. I think Monica said she was talking to a lawyer because she allegedly said she was getting death threats. But who knows if she was or she wasn't? Like, I don't think Monica, nobody's messing with you, but I don't think you're getting death threats, sweetie. Like, you're not that important, and this tea isn't that meaningful. Like, we're just having a good, fun kiki. You expose yourself. You're a snake. You're a narcissist. I don't think you're getting death threats. Like, calm down with the Candace crocodile tears. Nobody is sending you a death threat. Stop, relax. And I think a lot of times people throw out the word lawyer as an intimidation tactic, right? They may not have any plans to actually sue or to do anything, but they're just going to say that because they think that they will scare you into silence, right? Like, let me say, I'm going to go get my lawyer. I'm going to go do this, that, and the third. And it's an intimidation tactic, right? That's what I think that was. It's just she's trying to scare people into silence. Like, if you don't stop speaking out, I'm going to get a lawyer. Get a lawyer for what? It's called free speech. And Plez is only telling us what her experience was. You can't sue someone for speaking their personal truth. So Monica, miss me with all this lawyer jazz and miss me with all this death threat. Nobody has given you a death threat, girl. Stop lying. She lying. He also never posts his husband either. That is true. And what is his husband's name? Like, we don't know anything about DJ Richie's guy's husband. All we know is that they got married, and that's it. So who knows? Who knows what's really going on behind the scenes? But I do think it's very fishy that nobody from the Daytime Talk channel and Tasha K, none of them have spoken out. Either way, I think that's very, very fishy and very, very telling. Very, very telling. He's supposedly a doctor too. I don't know. I know if my husband was a doctor, everybody know. Like, I would be like, hi, Mrs. Dr. Blah, blah, blah. Like, please. That would not be a secret. Everybody would know. The Avatar has skills like an agent in the Matrix. Yes. Yeah, she was just behind the scenes, manipulating everybody and being the puppet master. And Plez saw that and she was like, not me, Satan. Not today. And everything was exposed as it should have been. April, such a pretty mess. Oh, you are a beautiful girl. They're gonna kill the Avatar. Exactly. Death threats to the Avatar. I'm confused. Make it make sense. What do you mean death threats with Avatar? What are you gonna do? Like, make it transparent? Put a graphic over the face? Like, get out of here. April, you are a beautiful girl. Okay. Hikey Mikey. Monica is a whole mess. She called everyone bitchs and said pay our bills. Yes, Monica is a whole mess. And she's a bully too. Because if you notice, even, I don't really mess with Bishop, but even Bishop was saying in his live how he would say, like, I'm not feeling good. I kind of want to just sit this live out. And she'd be like, oh, well, you got any aspirin? Oh, just come on for this. So she would kind of like bully and manipulate people into working. And so what happens when you put a bully in a corner? Right? They fight, they fight back. They do all that and they cower and they lash out because they're cowards. So she's showing you who she is. Hi, Key Mikey, you're right. She is a whole mess. And she fumbled her own bag because the truth is Monica was making a lot of money with all the super chats, with all the monetizations that was going on, all of those live streams. She was making a lot of money behind the scenes. And she fumbled her own bag because she was greedy and jealous and narcissistic. And that is what it was. That's how she fumbled her own bag. And let it be a cautionary tale. Kindness, honesty, transparency, decency will take you so much further than lying and backstabbing and manipulation and trying to cheat people out of what belongs to them. Because karma always comes back to you one way or the other. Hey, young rich, skinny.org. Okay, how can you send death threats to somebody, but you can't see? Girl, we don't know who you are or what you look like. And all those threats you send to other people and celebrities, girl, gone. Exactly. Remember, she'd be like, cancel that bitch, cancel that, blah, 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 blah. And she'd be like, oh, I wanted T.I. and Tiny. I wanted the feds to come and knock down their door, and what she did to Apple Watts and everybody else. And then the lives released of Nicole. She has put out so much damaging, I mean, truly damaging things to other people. How does she have a foot to stand on? Nobody is sending you death threats, Monica. We don't want you dead. We want to see your face. How can we see your face if you're dead? Nobody's trying to send you death threats. She can miss me with that. She's just trying to get sympathy. Hi, Heike Mikey. I used to be a mod for her, but she got mad at me calling her Monica Saw. That is hilarious. That is so funny. Oh, that's really funny. That's really funny. Oh, that's funny. Hey, Wendy, by the way, you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. This to me was a big leap of faith. I'm like sweaty and I'm nervous. So I hope honestly, I just hope I'm here to entertain you guys. We can just laugh and kiki, get a little escapism from our real lives. If we're having any, things going on, whether it's a loss or a drama or whatever, like just a way to escape from anything in our own lives. So we can just come together and laugh and kiki and have fun. Just make it fun again. Because I feel like reality TV and these YouTube screens have gone really dark and really negative. And I just want to make it fun again. Let's just come together, be a community, and support each other and help each other out, right? Like, we don't need to tear each other down. Let's just have an hour or two where we come together and we just laugh and just have fun and forget about everything. So thank you so much, Wendy. Hi, Key Mikey. Okay, DJ Ricky put up an IG post of his husband, but he did keep it on the DL at first. So maybe he's trying to protect his relationship, or maybe there's something else going on. It could be either one. I could see it going both ways. I could see one way you just want to protect your relationship. You kind of don't want to put it on blast because you don't want to open it up to scrutiny, because sometimes if you post your partner, that could open up to comments, that could open up to gossip, that could open up to whatever, just people's opinions. So on one hand, maybe he's trying to protect his relationship, but on the other hand, I'm not saying I'm got married. I'm not saying I have a husband, but I'm not showing him. If I want to keep my relationship sacred, I keep it sacred. Don't tell me you're getting married, but you don't show me your husband. I don't get that. So who knows? Hi, Miles. Okay, he went on live one day and said he's married to medicine too. So yeah, he might be married to a doctor. Mm-hmm. Hi, Sherry. And the Cash App PayPal payments, no doubt, sent via that burner phone. Yup. Does anyone know if Monique, not Samuels, from All About the Tea Daytime panel is still there with Buffy? I don't know. I don't know if All About the Tea is okay. So what I heard was that Monica is gonna try and come back with a panel, all new panelists, and I think they said it's gonna be like an all female panel. That's what I heard. I can't confirm it. That's just what I heard. So I don't think it's going to be any of the old people. So I don't know. But yeah, she was making bank with the Cash Apps, the PayPals, the Super Chats, all of that. She was making a lot of money from. And then she was only paying these people 50 to 70. Everybody else was making $50 a week. Plus was making $75 a week. Make it make sense. For all of that time, that was basically working a whole nother job. Your nights, your weekends, for $50 a week. That's less than $10 a day. Oh no, I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad just thinking about it. I'm getting mad. You can't even support your Starbucks habit with that. Get out of here. What? Hi, Key Mikey. I'm glad you show your face because damn, you're beautiful. Oh, thank you, Heike Mikey. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, of course I'm going to show my face. I mean, that's the thing. If I'm going to come on here And if I'm going to have an opinion on anything, even if it's a positive, it doesn't have to be negative. If I'm going to come on here and assume to be an authority on anything, even if it's just my opinion on something in pop culture, I am going to stand in my truth, and I'm going to say what my name is, and I'm going to show my face. And that's it. Like, it's just being a normal, transparent person. Like, I have nothing to hide. I'm just a regular person who watches reality TV, and these are what my thoughts are. I'm just a regular person who watches YouTube, and these are what my thoughts are, and that's it. I'm not trying to hurt or harm anybody, so I have no reason to hide my face. There's no reason to hide. Like, I'm just a regular person just trying to hang out, really. That's really it. Hey, April. Thank you, beautiful. Yes, you're welcome, girl. That red hair is shining and your smile is infectious. So you keep shining, girl. Hey, sis. Okay. Monica, author. Okay. Had missed the last few panels. She was on a book tour. Who knows now? Yeah, who knows? Oh, that's the Monique you're talking about. Sorry, I said Monica. That's the Monique. Yes, I remember her. She was, it was like the Cocktails and Something Girls or something like that. I mean, if she wants to keep the integrity of her brand intact, I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back. I would not go back. Sherry, the avatar said she won't show her face because she reports so much on celebrities. She wants to be able to shop without being attacked or stalked because of what she does. The avatar missed me with all that. Tasha K has literally about 10 times the following as the avatar does, and she shows her face every video. DJ Richie Sky, every video. Up and Adam, every video. Kempire, every video. All the other people, every video. E-News host, every E-News host show their face. Wendy Williams show their face. She was using that as an excuse to not show her face. People on much bigger platforms, people spilling more salacious tea, show their face. Like, if Wendy Williams isn't an avatar on her show, Monica should not have been an avatar on her show. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you can't expect to reap all of the benefits, right? You can't expect to reap all the subscribers and all of the and have this platform and have this clout and all the money you're getting, right? You can't expect to reap all of these benefits without a sacrifice, without sowing. You can't just expect to take all this. And then also, how come she didn't have her panelists be avatars? She expected all her panelists to show their faces. So it's cool if your panelists are out there and get quote unquote attacked. I don't think anybody's really attacking anybody. You know what I mean? You can let your panelists be exposed, but somehow you can't be exposed. As manipulation tactic, and people went along with it for whatever reason. And like me too, like I used to watch, so I include myself in that. I used to watch too. I thought it was really bizarre that she didn't show her face, but I did watch. So I got catfish too. We all did. So that's a good point, Sherry. Hey, beautiful April. I always thought it was interesting. I watched Everyday Monica. I would say that she used the avatar for her safety, but you let your other panelists show their faces. Exactly. So you're trying to keep your safety up, right? But all your other panelists are showing their faces. People on E! News are showing their faces. Wendy, like, come on, girl. Your safety, it's a bunch of BS. There's something a lot more. Honestly, now that we're even talking about it more, there has to be something even darker going on behind the scenes that hasn't even been exposed yet. I bet you this is just the tip of the iceberg. Because if this is the tip of the iceberg, imagine what's really going on. Tasha K shows her face. You know what I mean? And she's a much bigger platform. Much bigger. Hey, sis. Monica Kelly's a damn panel. Yes, the relationship expert with the book. Yes. Monique Kelly. I keep saying Monica. I'm sorry, guys. Monique Kelly was a daytime panelist. Thank you, sis. Thank you for that. Hey, Miles. Do you think that reporter they forced us to laugh at was funny? Do you think that reporter they forced us to laugh at was funny? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Maybe that's something I missed, but let me know, and I'll check it out and let you know. Hey, sis, don't forget the Encore premieres tonight, Wednesday, June 9th at 10 p.m. Eastern BET. Looking forward to your review. Should be a good show. Yes. So everybody, tonight Encore premieres. at 9 tonight, so today, June 9th at 10 p.m. Eastern on BET. I'll do a review. I'll watch it and I'll do a review. So everybody tonight, Encore, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on BET. Yes, please watch it, Young Rich. I will. I'll watch and I'll do a recap. And you know what I also want to do a recap on? Is anybody watching that show on Stars called Run the World with the 4 black girls? It's basically like the Black Sex in the City on Stars. It's called Run the World. Is anybody watching that? I love it. I love it. So if you guys are watching, let me know in the chat if you want me to do reviews on that, because I can do reviews on that show too. April, Marcella was her real bag. Thank you. That's what I was saying. Marcella was giving so much money to that channel. How do you say I'm going to give $250 of my own money to make another person's channel hit 100K? And that person isn't even paying you, allegedly paying your charity? Come on. Math ain't math, and make it make sense. Like, we're not here for the okie doke. No. No. How do you say, that boggles my mind. Marcella was a real bag. So if you go back, don't go back and watch, because I don't want them to get any more views, but go back in your memory bank and remember how much Marcella was sending in her super chats. She would send in 100, 50, 200. That was enough to pay all the panelists monthly, right there. So Monica wasn't really paying any of her panelists out of her own money. Marcella was bankrolling that. Hey, Miles. The Wiley Show is trying to get on the panel. Did you see him be thirsty yesterday on Kimpire defending her? Yes. So I didn't see him on Kimpire, but I did see his videos and lives, and people were talking about it. I don't watch The Wiley Show. I looked him up, and I don't like his energy, so I won't be supporting that channel. Like, if you guys like it and support it, go ahead, do you. But for me, energetically, no. He seemed really thirsty. It seemed really sad and pathetic, honestly. It just seemed like he was just trying to get a come up any way he could, but he's on the wrong side. Like, you don't want to be on the wrong side of history. And being with Monica is being on the wrong side of history. But yes, I saw that about the Wiley Show. He's not anything I would support or watch. It didn't resonate with me. But I did see him being thirsty. And that just shows you his character and who he is, basically pimping himself out. Hey, Young, what are my favorite reality shows? Okay, so my favorite reality shows, I do like the Real Housewives franchises, right? So I do love New York, even though this season is struggling. Ebony is pulling the weight for all the girls. I love Ebony. The girls are trying to make moments happening with her, which I think are a bit forced. Leah, I think I could do without. She, to me, is just making up this caricature of herself, and she's picking fights that don't really exist to have moments. I don't want to see Leah on the Real Housewives of New York. She's not married, never was married. So it's really confusing to me how they would even pick her to be on the show. She doesn't fit. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe she could be on a show for like MTV or for Bravo. It is on Bravo, a different show. Leah doesn't make sense to me on that show. I also really love the Real House of Beverly Hills. I love Sutton. I love Kathy, Crystal, and I love Garcelle. This season, I did not watch The Real House of Atlanta. And I'm going to have to do a live on Portia and Simon and Fallon. After I watch Adam's interview with Fallon, I'll do a live, and we could talk about that, because I have a lot of thoughts on messy, slut from the 90s Portia. And I don't do that to slut shame anybody. I don't do that to say anything against women. We can do whatever we want. It's just a fun title thing to do. But what Portia did was so dirty and so dead wrong. And even seeing pictures of Portia now hurts my spirit, because it was just the way it went down. The absolute disregard for another woman. The absolute disregard for another woman, to me, is so disgusting. Like, how dare you go on your Instagram and be like, I'm engaged, this is the love of my life, to another woman's whole husband, when you were all in her face, all in her house, doing all that stuff, and then now to be on, being on Instagram doing all this stuff. It's just disgusting. The level of just complete disregard for somebody else's well-being is just so gross and so disgusting. So that's that. What other reality shows do I watch? I don't know. I watched Made in Chelsea. It's a UK show. And I watched a few others, so I'll put some more reviews together. Hey, Wendy. It's just crazy to me that everybody over there jumped on Plez because she did what everybody does every day. I just feel so bad for Plez. Me too. I felt so bad for her. I've subscribed to her her channel. I'm liking her videos. Plez was such a beautiful light. And it was so nice to see that type of energy and that type of personality represented. She and I have very similar personalities. We're both introverted, quiet. Like we will come out and do all this stuff like in time, like when it's appropriate, but overall we're both very quiet. And like I said before, I think sometimes people think that you're quiet means that you're weak or you're controllable or you're a doormat or you're a pushover, but it doesn't mean that. It just means that we like to sit back, we observe, and we make our move when we need to make our move. But yeah, they all try to jump on Plez because again, it was gaslighting. It was a lot of manipulation. And I don't give Schoolboy, Marcella, or a Bishop a pass because they all were dirty to different and varying degrees. But the way it went down with Plez specifically, I think they all were dirty. And now they're all trying to backtrack to save their own butts. Hey, Sherry, just Candy, think of the salary she was making with her sub count. Yes, more than 8K to 12 to more than $8,000 to $1,250 a month from subscriber count alone. Yes. Then factor in possibly at least allegedly $50K a month in super chats, cash apps. Yes, Sherry. Yes, exactly. She was making bank. She was making a lot of money. You're making, even if you take everything else away, let's just say baseline, she was making 8K a month, just for shits and giggles, which she wasn't. She was making way more. Thank you for doing the math, Sherry. She was making way more. And you're paying your panelists $50 a week. And you're making 8K a month, bare minimum. Not to even bring in all of the super chat money, all the cash app money, all of that. And then with the YouTube money. So you're making thousands of dollars a month on the backs of this panel. Because Monica wasn't sitting there 2 to 3 hours a night by herself carrying a show. Like, honestly, this is my second live, and I've done more than Monica has done her whole channel. Because she doesn't sit there for hours just talking to people and having her personality, her point of view be what carries the conversation. She always, even on her daytime panel, she had 3 panelists to carry her. The nighttime panel, she had 3 to 4, when Marcella came in and to carry her. She couldn't carry a show by herself, but yet she was making thousands and thousands of dollars and literally giving these people $50 a week. And then had the audacity to go off on Plez. I'm sorry, but if I was at that level and I had a panel, they would be making thousands of dollars as well. Of course, I would be the host, I would be the boss, but it would be equitable and it would be fair. I'm not going to ask somebody to sacrifice hours of their life to make me rich and then literally pay them peanuts. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. And that's another big reason why she got exposed. You can't be exploiting people like that. Thank you so much, Sherry, for that. Hey, sis. Okay, another channel's live says she's mentored by Tasha K. So who knows? Oh, he is mentored by Tasha K. Don't like the way he's trashing the panel, not helping Avatar's PR game. Yes. But DJ Richie Sky and Monica were both mentored by Tasha K. So, and now people are saying DJ Richie Sky might not be as clean as he projects to be. And so if they're all being mentored by the same person, maybe there's something going on there. I mean, birds of a feather, right? So I don't know. Hey, Mellow Drew. Monica wants to be Wendy Williams so bad. She does. She wants to be the Avatar Wendy Williams. She really does. She thought she was going to come in, do everything. But the difference between Monica and Wendy is Wendy is very transparent. She is like, look, I'm bringing it. This is what it is. If you put it in the streets, I'm going to bring it up. If you put your business out there, I'm going to talk about it. We're going to do this. Wendy is very transparent about who she is. She is very authentic about who she is. And then another thing is when Wendy was going through her stuff with her divorce and the other woman and the other baby, what made me respect Wendy Williams was she said, turnabout's fair play. She was like, I have sat my big old self up here talking about everybody for all these years. Now that my business is Front Street, I know people are going to talk. I know it's going to be in the gossips. Turnabout is fair play. And that is what I really respected Wendy Williams, because she said, yes, I've been messy out here in the streets. Now it's my turn. My business is out there. Turnabout is fair play. And she owned it. Monica now, turnabout is not fair play with Monica. She's out here on Twitter telling people to kiss her butt. She's out here yelling and screaming and shaking at pleds and going all crazy and just manipulating people. So when the rabbit's got the gun, it's not good. And she's not taking accountability. Wendy Williams said turnabout's fair play. Exactly. Turnabout is fair play. You can't sit up here and have all these opinions about people. And then the moment somebody is exposing your tea, your truth, has opinion about you, you crumble and you lash out and you do all these evil things. Turnabout's fair play. This is how it is. Hey, sis. Okay. The way some of these folks are determined to find her out, I would come back showing my face. Avatar moves different. Avatar does move different. Yeah. Yeah. That's what makes me really think her name isn't even Monica. And nothing she said about her life is true. Because at this point, she needs to show her face. She needs to come out. She needs to say something. Like, don't be out here on Twitter, telling people to kiss your butt and yelling at people and blocking people and doing all this stuff, being a keyboard warrior gangster, and you're still not showing your face. You're still not showing up. You're still not being accountable. Don't be doing all that. Show your face. That's why I think something even dirtier and darker is going on that we don't even know about yet. I think this is the tip of the iceberg. I think there is more to come and there's more to come out. And I think a lot of those people who supported her, who are being quiet, have something to lose. And that's why they're being quiet, because they don't want to get exposed too. There's something deeper going on. It has to be. Hey, Frankie. Okay, at Mellow Drew, all she wants is to go viral and be talked about. Exhibit the clickbait titles. Yes, exactly. She had a lot of clickbait titles, a lot of unsubstantiated tea, have people on live for 2 or 3 hours and not even actually talk about any tea, I don't have any tea personally, but I'm giving my commentary on the tea. We're having the conversation around it. Sherry, why must I run my Zoom meeting now? Work is calling me. Oh, gotta jump off, Candy. You're fabulous. Your growth is on it. Hugs from Georgia. Later, fam. Mwah. Thank you, Sherry. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all your insights. I appreciate your support. Thank you for joining me. And for anybody on here, please subscribe and like this channel and share it. I will definitely be on here way more. This is so exciting. So I just hope you guys continue to join me. Hey, Carisha, sitting left from South Africa. Hey, beautiful girl. Thank you. I received that love and I send it right back. Boondocks Hippie. He's very messy. Yes, very messy. I'm assuming that's about DJ Sky or Funky Dineva. They both messy. Obsidian. When virtue and modesty enlighten her charms, the luster of a beautiful woman is brighter than the stars of heaven, and the influence of her power, it is in vain to resist. Yay, that is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Yay. Hey, Mellow Drew. They said Wiley drugged and, oh no, people, so I don't do him. You know what? I didn't hear that. I don't know, but I applaud you for not messing with somebody who has those types of allegations against them, because you never know. And the way that we show who we are is through who we support, who we co-sign. So, wow. If that's true, that's really sad. Allegedly. Hey, Miles. I need Devin Simon on next seasons of Apple Holder as an Apple Holder. I need, yeah. So I don't know her. I'm excited to see her on Real Housewives of New York. So I'm excited to see her. I'm excited to see her move and see what she does. So I will definitely be on the lookout for that. Hey, sis. She says, I like Portia, but she's moving disrespectfully in the situation. Yeah. Yeah. I used to like her, but I can't like her anymore. I can't. It's just as a woman who has seen other women go through such pain of, and this is not to bash men by any means, of men cheating on them, and not just cheating on them, but disrespecting them publicly and really making a fool out of them. I can't like another woman who publicly participates in that, who publicly participates in the demise of another woman. I can't do it. And especially because now they have that whole smear campaign talking about Fallon cheated, Fallon's pregnant, all that crap. Fallon wasn't cheating, and Fallon isn't pregnant. And at the end of the day, to play devil's advocate, even if she was cheating, she wasn't cheating on Instagram. She wasn't all in people's faces and putting it out there. And that was in the privacy of her own marriage. And she wasn't cheating with a celebrity and then putting it on national television for everybody to talk about. But I don't even think she was cheating. I think it's a smear campaign. So to me, it's like, not only did you publicly disrespect her, but now you're also coming for her name and her reputation as a way to justify your shady actions. And I don't believe that. I just think that's so dirty. Hey, Young Rich, did you see that Portia stole from Hosea Williams' charity for her wedding? Her cousin exposed yesterday. Yeah, was it Portia who stole it? Was it Portia's mom? Or maybe they did it together. I had heard it was Portia's mom who stole. So maybe they did it together, but the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Hey, Miles, Jess and Wiley is interviewing All About the Tea. Woo! Okay, we got to go watch that. Well, I don't know if I want to really support Wiley. So I'm going to wait after that, and then I'm going to watch other bloggers' recaps. Other bloggers that I like and I want to support. That young was, wait, what? On Portia thieving from Hosea Williams, shut the front door. Yeah, I heard it was her mom who stole. Allegedly. Hey, sis. Her sub count increased by 40,000 subs in 4 months thanks to the panel. Yep. Monica hasn't done one solo show. Exactly. She used her panel to get all of those subs and to get over 100K. She hasn't done a single solo show by herself because she can't carry a show. She needed the chemistry and the energy and the personalities of the other people to carry the show. And then she dogged them out and exploited them, making them work 6 days a week, 2 to 3 hours a day for $2 a day. I mean, even if that, like literally you're making $50 a week and this woman is making at least the bare minimum $8,000 a month. That's the bare minimum. But she was probably making way more than that. Way more with the cash apps. Thousands of dollars. Ridiculous. Asher, yep, yesterday in Sherelle's role. Hey, Brianna. Hey, beautiful. Yes, come through with the face. Gorgeous. Right. When she told Bless she was paying her $300 a month and it was more than the others and she should be grateful, I was shook. Yes, exactly. I was shook too. Be grateful for $300 a month when I am literally bringing you in $1,000 a month. That panel was bringing in Monica thousands of dollars a month. Thousands of dollars. And I should be thankful for $300 a month. Girl, bye. Hey, beautiful Brianna. I make $300 in less than an hour at my job. People get minimum wage in Cali make $300 in 2 to 3 days. I know! I know. It's sad. But at the end of the day, Plez even said, God told her to move way sooner. So it's like, it's another lesson learned. People can only use you if you let them. If you know that you are making somebody thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month, and they're paying you basically nothing, it's time to move. It's time to move. Point blank, period. It's time to move. You don't let people use you. Stand up for yourself and get out of there. Because in that 4 months, Plez could have been building her own channel. She could have been building her own channel up because Plez is beautiful and she has a great spirit and she has a great message and a great story. If she had been putting in those 14 to 21 hours a week, right? If you're doing the live for 2 to 3 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week, if she had put in that time and energy into her own channel, imagine where her channel would be right now. So that's why you really have to invest in yourself. Hey sis, 2021, the year of exposure. Everything is coming out. Yes, it is the year of exposure. Everybody get ready. I'm shook. Hey Carla. Avatar lady will never show her face. I agree. Because remember, she kept lying and being like, oh, when I get to 100K, I'll show my face. That didn't happen. Then it was like, oh, when I get to 500, when I get to 1 million. Okay, that's like a guy telling you, I'll commit soon. I promise, I'll commit. Just, just keep doing what I want you to do. Keep doing it. Girl. Okay, let me see where I was, guys. And thank you for everyone who is joining me. This is my second live ever. So please like, rate, review, subscribe, all that stuff. I really, really appreciate it. Okay. Robin, please stop spreading the R allegation on Wiley. He's crazy, but not R. I'm not spreading anything. I'm not spreading a thing. Okay, the other Crystal. LOL, not the Avatar shaking that plays. She was. She was. Hey, Mellow Drew, like and subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Hey, pretty April. Avatar is a 15-year-old living with her. You know what? She is. We all got the biggest okey doke of all. April is 15-year-old and living with her parents. Biggest okey doke. Hey, April B. Hey, pretty. Hey, Mellow Drew. 4 Jones called in and exposed him on his own live. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. I can't wait to watch those recaps. Thank you, girl. You're beautiful as well. Yes, Brianna, you are gorgeous. You are like, we need to talk about your makeup game because it's on point. On point. Woo! Okay, guys, I have been on here for 2 hours. This is my second live ever, so please subscribe, like the video, and share it, and support if you want. There is no pressure. My Cash App is 1214 Media, and my PayPal is candywashington@gmail.com. Yeah, so until I get to the level where I can monetize and do super chats, that is the way you can support, but there is no pressure. We can always just come here and have fun and have a good kiki. So I'm going to do a couple more comments and then I'm going to get out of here. But this has been so much fun. Like, honestly, I've had a good time. Hey, Young Rich. Okay, am I tripping or did the receipt say 215 cents and she was just lying about the total she was sending when the receipt was right there on the screen? So I'll catch that. You know what? I believe it. I believe it. I wouldn't be surprised. Carla Johnson. Wiley is defending Avatar. I won't give him my view. Ew. I'm with you, Carla. I'm not giving him my view. I'm going to wait and view other bloggers' recaps. He's not getting my view. Not getting my view. Hey, Young, love this. Can't wait to be back. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. I can't wait to be back too. I'm definitely going to go live tomorrow after Adam's Fallon interview. I know everyone will be going live. I'm going to go live too. April B, so excited for you. And thank you, April. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And then sis, good job. We'll catch your encore review. Yes. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Nicole. Okay, everybody. This was so much fun. Thank you so much. I will be live again tomorrow, just doing fun show reviews. I'm going to watch that encore. I'm going to be watching Up and Adam. So be sure to hit that notification bell, subscribe, donate to the channel if you want with Cash App or PayPal down there below, 1214 Media and candywashington@gmail.com. But no matter what, thank you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.